What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. My name is David Greenspan, your host of the Mindshare podcast. This is season 4. And as you know, and if you don't know, additional podcasts are available at mindshare101.com and on all the major podcast platforms. This week's episode is sponsored by Kit's Keep in Touch Systems and our friends over at the Buzz Conference. Now, don't miss the Buzz's upcoming event called Disruption. This is taking place on March 30th, 2023. Make sure you follow them on Instagram for all of the details. And don't forget to check out the marketing suite that Kits has to offer. We just won another international award for best one-to-one marketing available. And I promise you, if you are not using Kits for your marketing, you aren't using the best. Plain and simple. I'm just going to put it out there. Now, be sure to check out our sponsors. Go over to my site, mindshare101.com, for all the details. As well, we are almost at 100 reviews on iTunes. That is so exciting. Please take a moment to leave a review, rate the show. You can do this very simply by going to ratethispodcast.com/mindshare101. And don't forget, too, by doing that, your name will be entered into a draw to win some free wicked Mindshare 101 swag. Now, just before we get into this week's show, I want to shout out a couple of our one-to-one coaching clients. This week, I want to shout out Jennifer Bacon and Dean Michelle, who scored a hat trick last week. Now, you know me and my hockey. They won 3 offers, all in multiple offer situations. I am so happy for both of them. I mean, that is one busy week, and with the limited opportunities there are out there right now, knowing exactly what you need to be doing to have success is absolutely huge, and these two definitely know. So again, Dean Michelle, Jennifer Bacon, congratulations. They're with Century 21 Granite in the Kawartha Lakes. Our clients put in the effort, and they get the results. It's proof. And as your coach, I do not shy away from providing you with tough feedback that helps you see what you don't, so that you can be who you want and have the success that you are looking for. Also, we get into energized creative conversations, working through a variety of strategies and different ways to achieve even more. So look, whether you're new, whether you're a veteran, whether you want to go to that next level, our one-to-one coaching system is your answer. Inquire with us today. Just go to mindshare101.com, click on coaching, and one of our Mindshare experience coordinators will be in touch with you today within the hour. Today's episode is number 206. She started her business as a part-time realtor back in 2002 while also working for Air Canada at the time. Meanwhile, she was in $300,000 personal debt, had 8 miscarriages, 2 life-threatening ectopic pregnancies, and was suffering from severe depression and anxiety. Fast forward 20 plus years, she has been recognized as the #1 agent in all of Etobicoke out of 66,000 agents and has been doing so since 2013 as per real estate stats. And last year alone made $2.3 million in individual GCI. One of her recent sales included successfully listing and selling the Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford's personal home. Joining me on this episode of the Mindshare podcast is the #1 agent in Etobicoke, Monica Thapar. Monica, welcome to the Mindshare podcast.
Thank you, David. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
It's an absolute pleasure. You and I have, lightly crossed paths over the years at different Realtor Quest trade shows, and then you got the big booth, and it's impossible to miss. But you're out there, you're doing a lot of good stuff, and you've got a great story behind you about, your successes, about how you got into the business, about the things that you're doing. But you've also got a lot of value that you're teaching to the industry. And look, to me, a lot of what we do with Mindshare, and I don't even recall if I shared this with you, but like, we are so much about, blending the old school with the new school. And you got some wicked
the old school.
Well, like, I'm not saying like you're old. I'm going like, but you've got some wicked old school tactics though. And you're proof that they work. You're
100%.
proof that this stuff is not, it's not the way of the dinosaur. It's not you've got to all do this stuff. Like there's a bunch of different things that people need to do to have success.
100%.
And you're doing. So, I mean, anyways, I want to get into it. You've been selling for 20 years. The first question I got for you
Yes.
What is the biggest change that you have seen in real estate over this time?
Um, I think in terms of, I'm not going to actually say it's a change. I know you're asking me for a change, but I find that the challenge is the same. So I'm maybe not answering your question. I find that the challenge is consistently the same: agent's mindset. Though the
Ooh,
business
okay.
is changing, we've gone from, maybe we didn't have so much social media before, and now we have more social media, but the challenge of the agent remains the same. No matter how accessible the business is, whether you're doing direct to the client, door knocking, or whether you're doing social media, if the agent's mindset is no good, it doesn't matter what's happening in the market. It's not gonna be helpful for the agent.
Okay, so then, and I love that. What would you say or suggest is like the one thing that an agent can do to continue to keep that strong?
So what I teach agents, because I do courses, I always say to them, the number one thing that they can do is stay in momentum. So for example, if door knocking is your MO, or you're making calls to your past clients, or you're doing social media, just stay in momentum. Be consistent on it. Like, I'm not very scheduled. It's not like I'm like a lot of agents. They're like, oh, I woke up at 5 o'clock. Oh, I did my gratitude. Oh, I did my journal. Now I went to the gym. Obviously, I haven't gone to any gym, but David. So
Sorry.
wow. But the thing is, there's so many people that are so scheduled. I am not one of those people. But
Okay.
what I am is, so this brings hope to a lot of the people in large, agents in large, that, oh, I'm not scheduled, but Monica's still successful because I believe in momentum. So when I, for example, I go out door knocking, and if I meet 3 people, that's fine, 10, that's fine, 0, that's fine, because I understand that it's the consistency of doing the same action regardless of the results. The results don't matter. The universe, and I'm not going like religious, spiritual here, but the universe will eventually um, like pay that hard work will get paid off. And sorry to go long on this, but how is it possible that some stupid agent is sitting at home? Sorry to call an agent stupid. Some agent is sitting at home, they're doing nothing. They're complaining, they're on Facebook complaining, or they're at the office complaining. How is it possible that agent is going to get an abundance of money, an abundance of deals? Meanwhile, myself or other agents like me, and there are many, many agents like me who are consistently working without focusing on the results. The results will come, just do the work first.
I think everybody tune in right now. For all of you listening, you could probably tell at the very early onset of this conversation why I enjoy. Like, I was really looking forward to having Monica on the show, because she is very much in line with me when it comes to that, like that raw delivery. Awesome, and I'm with you on that. Is that there's a lot of lamenting, there's a lot of complaining.
100%.
There's a lot of, and I love what you said about consistency, because I truly believe that consistency is the magic ingredient to achieving anything we want in life.
100%.
I also completely disagree with Mr. Einstein when he says that, repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is like insanity. Like, I don't agree with that, because I
Yeah.
do believe that when you do a lot of the same over and over again, you'll find better ways to do it, and you
Yeah.
will get different results, right?
100%.
So the expectations are there. Now, I was also, when I was doing some research and kind of the bio and everything else, you had mentioned that when you started farming,
Yes.
you had no idea where Etobicoke even was, yet you started farming Etobicoke. Like,
Yes.
why? And strategically, how did you pick Etobicoke?
So good question. So I didn't pick Etobicoke. Etobicoke picked me. I was out
Whoa.
at Bayview in York Mills. A friend of mine at Air Canada referred me a listing in Etobicoke. And
Okay.
now I'm going to get in trouble for this too. Okay, like, I say stuff, but please don't like cancel me, people. So then
We are recording.
I know, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I am who I am. I'm
I love
successful
it.
because of who I
That's why
am.
you're here.
So I was like, what? Dixon and Martin Grove? I can't work at Dixon and Martin Grove. I live at Bayview and York Mills. And then my friend said to me, it's a very nice pocket of homes. Don't be so judgmental. So who am I to say no to my very first listing, right? So I went and I took the listing, and I had an amazing manager, amazing manager, and she had trained me. She was a great teacher, but I was a great student. So it was a combination.
Right. It's
because a
important.
teacher can teach to
Yep.
50 people, but not
Yep.
everyone, turns out to be that
Yep.
successful. And I door knocked 200 homes around my listing in 2002. And what I learned was that the majority of people were seniors. They were, I don't know, they were now, what is my stupid age? So I'm like 57. So I thought they were seniors because I was 37. And I really like them. And in my personal life, I like seniors. So I'm like, okay, this is great. I'm not going to be with my young kids. So let me at least be with people I like. And that's how Etobicoke chose me. And obviously that listing sold. And then I continued to door knock.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. So let's get into this because you are an expert farmer,
yeah,
and again, expert neighborhood geo farmer. Just so everybody understands the
100%.
context there.
100%. Yeah.
Um, Obviously, that takes time to master, and as we just talked about, consistency and just going. But you figured it out, and you built yourself a very successful business. I want to take us through, if you're cool with this, sort of the step
Sure.
by step, right? Talk about your strategy and how you successfully won the listing of the Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford's home. And I
Yeah.
want to go, but without just isolating to like that particular listing, because again, you're making a living off of this stuff. I want to go back to where you first started. You're working with Air Canada.
Yes.
You decide to start your real estate business.
Yes.
You're also going through some very difficult
Yeah.
times emotionally, and so many people struggle with mental illness. You went through a very difficult time leading you to dealing with severe depression and anxiety, as you had mentioned.
Mhm.
And I guess the question becomes like, how did you get over that? Is this a work in progress? Was there something specific that you did or that you continue to do? And how can we help anybody else that is going through that right now? Because again, as I said to you before we got on air, and I just want to put it out there to everybody right now,
Yeah.
this is my moment to do this. We collectively spend a day a year talking about this stuff. But any of us who either deal with it directly or know somebody who does, we know that this is a 365-day a year problem.
100%.
We've got to be talking about this 365 days a year. So I'm wondering, for anybody that's going through it or knows somebody going through it, how did you come out of this? Have you come out of this? Give us something there, because this to me is a major topic.
Thank you. Um, so David, so I had 8 miscarriages. I'd had 2 ruptured ectopic pregnancies, and if anyone knows, I mean, whether it's the female or the male, or the father or the mom, it's challenging for sure when you lose a baby. But in the ectopics, I nearly died in both cases. So one was in 92, one was in 96, I believe. And it really puts a perspective on your life, on how quickly you can lose your life. One, the 8 miscarriages led into me doing IVF, which is the in vitro fertilization program, or what we also know as test tube, having a test tube baby. It wasn't that common then, but it's fairly common now. And it's a real challenge for people. It's a real challenge for families. And so I continued to try. I did the IVF. I did that, I don't know, 5, 6 times. This whole production of trying to have children, either because I had taken time off work or because of the cost of doing it, it was a combination. I had depression, I had anxiety, and to be perfectly honest, I had despair. I think more than anxiety and depression, I had despair. Because I wasn't having the kids. The finances were not the best at that time. And it was in this environment that I arrived into real estate. And even now, I can get not emotional about it, but it's difficult to believe that moment, those moments, and where I am today. And I'll say this already, like right now, there's reasons for that. Number one, how did I go from that to this? Number one, we live in the best country in the world, the best country. And this is the first thing that everyone's got to get through their little brains, that we're in a country where there's opportunity. There's so many countries where you can't have that opportunity. So we have opportunity from just by basis on where we live. I became very no, before I became focused, once I did that listing, I came outside the house, I'd sold the house, And I think at the time it was like 300,000. So whatever would it have been, maybe 15,000 commission. And I stood outside that door and I said, okay, this is crazy. I got a listing, I sold a listing, I made $15,000. So all I need to do is find more people. Like, it was such a simple concept. At that moment, I didn't know I'd have to knock so many zillion doors or contact so many zillion people. But I understood that. And then the biggest thing that I had was I was focused. So it was that laser like focus that took me to where I am today. The despair, the desperation, and the laser like focus. I had to make the money. I had to make the money. But I was focused. I don't know if that answers it, but that's kind of it.
No, but I guess, I mean, if I take that back, it's we're going through something emotionally,
Yes,
and you were able to be mentally strong enough to
yes,
recognize what needed to happen
yes,
just to live, to survive,
yes,
outside of the emotions, and through the, again, consistent efforts and then the successes that came. There's that climbing out,
yes,
right? Which I think everybody goes through different things, different ways. I think that when we get back to it, something that you said earlier on a few minutes ago about, you could sit home and you can essentially lament and just, complain about things and bitch, complain, and then scroll social media and do nothing,
yes,
or you can get out there and do something,
yes.
right? So
Yeah.
here, let's get, and thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
We're seeing a lot of, great comments about, just so powerful. Thank you for sharing. People on the Facebook feed right now, the private chat group right now. There's a lot of folks that a lot of people don't talk about this stuff, but most people relate, right? Hence why I believe it's such a powerful topic, and we just got to continue bringing light to it. But let's move to the business side here, okay? You
David, I just want to add something.
go for it, please.
Sometimes in our conversations, we make things seem so easy. Oh, here I was depressed and in despair, and oh, here, look at me, I made 2.3 million. There's so much more in between that timeline, that sitting in your house, sitting at the side of your bed, sitting on the floor, and not being able to move. Mental illness is real. And there are people around us. I don't have those challenges now. However, there's people who are very close to me who have those challenges, and it's a real thing, and we need to recognize it's a real thing. And that inability to get up off the floor just to put maybe just your clothes on, because it seems like that you're going to have to climb a mountain. It seems like a mountain, not to everyone else, but it is like a mountain. And how does it happen that you go from that sitting on the floor to being able to get up and pick yourself up? That's the big question. That's actually the big question. And I want to add that money can never be a motivator. It's actually not money that motivates people, right? Nobody's going to get motivated by money, but we have to get motivated by the possibility of what we could do. The possibility after doing that first listing, oh, I could get another listing. How could I change my children's lives? How can I change my life? How can I do something better? And also, one last thing, for the negative Nancy's, oh yeah, but she had a listing. Yes, I had a listing, but you've also all had a listing at some point in your career. It's irrelevant how I got the listing. You've also had a listing, but I took that listing and I didn't get another listing, I think, until 9 months later. But I took the one, and then I didn't get the next one in my geographical farm until 9 months later. To be able to have that patience and perseverance to wait those 9 months with just nothing but, oh, I think it'll work. Oh, I have the hope it'll work. I've heard it'll work. And it's worked for me. And there are agents who are younger, who are in their 30s, who are doing the exact same thing, and it's working for them. And also, I keep saying one more thing, but one more thing. I didn't have, when I went for my training, everything that everyone said costed money. Buy business cards, buy open house, get flyers, get billboards, get this. I didn't have the money, but my time was for free. My energy was for free. So I used to work at Air Canada from I think from 3:30 to 1 in the morning. And so before, in my uniform, in my green Air Canada uniform, I used to go door knocking. So I do a couple of hours before I went to work, and and we can get into that a little later. And people
I want to get into that stuff
brutal.
with
They
you,
were
and
brutal.
I love the way you expanded on that. I think you
Yeah,
just brought up some powerful stuff there. That money is not the main driver,
no,
and this visual, and I got to imagine everybody just had this visual of you showing up to my door in an Air Canada outfit, door knocking for real estate.
yeah,
I'm going to sum that up to pure hustle right there.
100%.
If anybody here, and I'm going to be real straight with you all, if you want to give us some bullshit excuse about why you can't, she just told you one of the million billion reasons why you can.
100%.
Okay. So get up and do it.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of that, talking about the money, right? Etobicoke chose you.
Yes.
What I'm wondering is, did you buy postcards? Did you do flyers? Like what was the first thing that, like, Etobicoke chose you? And I love the way you did that, right? So, like, I'm
Yeah.
going to say, like, you chose Etobicoke, whatever.
Yeah.
Etobicoke.
Yeah.
What was the first thing you did? Was it the door knock? Like in the Air Canada outfit? Is that knock, knock, knock? Hey, my name is so-and-so. Here's what I'm doing.
100%. So
Okay.
where I got my listing, I door knocked 3 streets around it. From that door knocking of 200 homes, I got one lead, but they were going to sell in May, June of next year. That
Okay.
was one. I was not putting in any flyers. I didn't have that type of access to money. So what I did do is, for that particular house, I would print on MLS anything that came up in the area that came up for sale. I'd highlight it, I'd put it in an envelope, and I'd make sure it got to their mailbox. So before somebody else told them about it, they already had the information. The other thing that happened was, yes, so primarily I was only door knocking.
Okay.
The other thing that happened when I sold that first listing, I threw a little farewell party. This is a good story. I threw a farewell party. I'm like, okay, maybe all these people will come. So I had bought a cake, maybe some wine, and I don't know, some sandwiches, some stupid stuff. And I had printed in-house invitation cards, and I put them out at the 200 houses, and only 2 couples came.
Came where?
To this party, a farewell.
So where was the party, though? At the person's house that was moving?
At their house. At their
Did
house.
they know this?
Sorry?
Did they know you were doing a party at their house?
Yes, I told them. I said, I want to do a farewell party for you because they're leaving.
Yeah.
And only 2
But 2 families showed up.
Yes, but listen to this. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So the seller comes to me and whispers in my ear. She said, Monica, you're going to get 2 more sales. I'm like, this is great. What a great business. I got a listing. I'm getting 2 more sales. He said, that guy over there is having a love affair with that woman over there.
Oh, shit.
I know. Anyways, they did sell eventually, but that was like 3-4 years later. So I did get those 2 listings,
okay,
but like 4 years later. But my second listing in my farm was 9 months later, the people who said they were going to sell. And I just followed up with, this is available, this sold, this is available.
When you're farming.
Yes.
Because you just mentioned the word follow-up, and we're going to get there. So hold that thought for a minute. But when you're farming,
yeah,
what is your goal?
That's a great question. I have never, listen, if there's agents listening to this.
There better be agents listening to this. Okay?
Yeah, there better be agents listening to this.
I know, there's lots of them.
I have never, I am repeating, never, ever, ever asked at the door, do you want to sell your house? Never. Because when you're doing geographic, I know that's a method for some agents. They follow that method, just go, and ask people, are you thinking of selling? Where are you going? When are you going? Where did you come from? No, that's fine. Nothing wrong in it, but that's not geographical farming. In geographical farming, I'm knocking on the door, I'm meeting them, I'm either giving them just my business card or just a giveaway, like a pen, a notepad, something, and I'm not asking for if they're selling, I'm not asking for their email, I'm not asking nothing. I'm just saying, hi, it's Monica, I'm working in the neighborhood, or I'm just sold something in the neighborhood, or I'm just introducing myself to everyone in the neighborhood, and I just like to give you my business card. I just like to give you a notepad.
Sorry, do that again. So if we can, and if you tell me, Dave, that's my secret, I'm not
No,
sharing that. We're
listen,
cool.
I have
But
no secret.
let's go through this. The door
Yeah,
just like I just heard the door knock, the
yeah,
doorbell ring.
yeah.
I open the door. There you are standing there. Hello.
Oh, hi. Sorry to bother you. My name is Monica Thapar. I'm just on the street. I'd like to introduce myself, and here's my pen and my business card. So
Thank you
then
very much.
you're very
Nice to
welcome.
meet you, Monica.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you. Boom, gone. Done.
Bye. That's it.
Done.
I like
Done.
it. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So goal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go here is just to
Please.
build the mind share. Just get them to understand that
100%.
you exist. You're here. That's it. My name is here. You will see me again, but I'm not gonna tell you all that. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say I'm here, and then I'll be back. But we don't tell them that.
Yeah. And in the beginning, when I first started, and I realize now, 20 years later, it was wrong. I realize it now, but in that environment, it was okay. I would say to people, oh, it's Monica Thapar, it's not Monica Lewinsky. And then they get a laugh out of it because I wanted them to remember me. I probably wouldn't say that today with the knowledge that we have today. But at the time, it wasn't that her situation was funny. I was just trying to make a connection so they would remember. And then eventually I got a guy, Vito, he called me and he said, hey, Lewinsky, we want to sell our house. So it clicked. Yeah.
Come on. Hey, that's funny. That
Yeah.
is funny that they picked up on that little thing from you.
Yes.
So okay, so let's go here then. So you've come to the door.
Yes.
You've been really quick and like really, really short.
Yeah.
You haven't asked me for anything. You've given me something, and then you've literally left. You haven't waited for me to say go. You've left.
Exactly.
Now we look at this and we say, because we just had a question for one of our Mindshare masters around in our VIP room here going, what is the frequency to go back to that same home again? And I want to bring that together and say, what tactics do you implement? Like, how do you support the effort, the time that you just put in to come and just do that? And a lot of people, you're absolutely right. A lot of people would come and go, would you like to sell your house? Right. And I tell anybody, you come to my door and you try to pull that shtick with me, I'm going to have so much fun with you because most times people don't realize whose door they're about to knock on. But how does somebody take complete ownership of the neighborhood as you've done to, you get to this point where I guess I should rewind that. You did the knock, you did your thing. What kind of frequency for going back, and how do you make sure that I know who you are? Like, what else are you doing for marketing to support that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, very good. So the main thing that people need to do is first create the foundation. So the foundation is the door knocking. First, create the frigging foundation. Everything else will come afterwards. When and if you have money, you will supplement it with marketing. So the biggest challenge I have, not challenge, actually, I don't even care, but the biggest thing that my haters, the more successful you become, the more haters you have, which is great. They're like, oh my God, Monica spent so much money on marketing. Yeah, sure. But I didn't spend it when I didn't have it. Those first 2, 3, 4 years were brutal.
So that was like your efforts were door knock. It wasn't like go buy the postcards, buy the flyers, put up the billboards, put up the benches.
No, that all happened in the past 2 years.
Okay. In the past 2 years.
No, flyers I started earlier, not in 2002.
Yeah.
But the big, oh, here's my.
But that's the past 2-3 years you did that.
Here's my cars. Yes.
Hold on. Sorry, Monica.
Years ago.
Everybody remember something right now. She's been doing this 20 years and just started the past few years really stepping up the efforts.
The big
yeah.
stuff.
Hey, listen, but it's good. I love that because you're going to get Joe Blow that gets in the business that's told, go farm a neighborhood. And all of a sudden they got bus benches, they got billboards. They're blowing money out of every pocket. And then they can't sustain and they just fizzle out really quickly.
Yeah. You know what they are? Dumb, and dumber. That's what they are. Do not repeat. If you want to start proper geographical farming, the worst thing that you can do is start doing all that, what I call mega marketing. Doing mega marketing, there's no point. You've got to create the foundation. Now, can you be successful in this business just by doing mega marketing? Yes, you can. Without doing the foundation, without doing any of the Monica shenanigans. Yes. Yep. Cool. But then you have to have the guts and the money, and mainly the guts and the money, then just pump it. Pump that money in and then forget about it and give it 3 years and you can start to do the same thing. But you also have to have some skill set. It'll start to give you calls to the door, appointments, but if you have no skill set, all that marketing is not going to help you.
Okay. I like this. So hey, it still comes back to being a relationship business.
100%.
Okay, so let's talk conversion rates. And I would ask you, I mean, you're doing the door knock.
Yes.
Most of the efforts are the door knock. It's not all the other stuff. Then you start to sort of put the flyers into that.
Yes.
So the question that I've got then, because if I kind of doubled down on that and said, like, most typical realtors see most of their business from their contact list. 70 to 90% of that business comes from the list.
Yeah.
I got to imagine you get a ton of business from your contact list just for the fact that once they deal with you,
No,
way.
no. We're horrible when it comes to dealing with our past clients. Most of my business is brand new. It's from my farm. There's a couple of reasons for that.
But I like the way you said that. We're horrible at it. That's an admission to the fact that we could be doing a way better job at doing that.
100%.
Okay,
100%.
cool. All right. I like that.
There's two reasons for that. A lot of my clients are seniors. They sell, and now they move to a retirement home. So we're not really even getting the sell and the buy, and there may not be something thereafter. But the ones who are not, let's say they're not in that category, we could be doing a much, much better job of reaching out to our past clients and trying to cultivate those relationships and get business from there. And I can say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being great, we're probably a 4 or 5.
Okay, fine. So let's put that list aside then and say you've come to the door, you're doing the follow-ups with like the general flyering marketing. How you just came to my door, you gave me the pen, you gave me the thing. First and foremost, I would ask kind of similar process and to how you got Doug Ford's listing. Was it like you door knocked, you did your thing, you kind of
No. So he called me. I hadn't been to his door.
Okay.
I didn't even know where he lived, to be honest.
Okay.
He called me and
did he call you direct? It was him?
Yeah.
Did you believe that it was actually him when you picked up the phone? You're like, yeah, okay, sure.
Hey, Monica, Doug Ford here. I said to my wife, Carla, when we sell our house, we're going to use Monica's act. I think that told me that it's him.
Okay.
And his wife and himself, I'm not talking politics. I'm not even talking the sale of the home.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible people. That was my takeaway from that sale.
Okay, cool.
But also the takeaway of how powerful geographical farming is that I would get that call.
Okay, I like this. So let's go back then, because it's the stuff that you did before, that foundation you built, 100%, right? 100%. We talked about consistency of the efforts. So the question again comes, you gave me the pen, the notepad, whatever, you left. I'm getting some flyers in the mail. What's next? Like, you're killing it when it comes to this stuff, and you're getting some wicked, incredible high conversion rates.
Yes.
What is the trick to the conversion rate? Like, you came to my door once, you didn't even talk real estate with me. How the hell are you converting all this business?
So you're going back to people at least 3 to 4 times a year.
A year,
yeah.
A door knock.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going back to them. Now you're going back to them with something new, or you're saying something came up for sale on the street. Think of it like this, David. I tell people, like, if you door knocking or farming is like a party without borders, or party without walls, right? So imagine you're not in the business. I get invited to your home, mm-hmm. and there's 50 people there. These are 50 people that I could potentially have as a client. Mm-hmm. Now imagine I go to them and I'm like, oh my God, hi, it's Monica, I'm a real estate agent. Those people at your party are gonna pull back. And if you have another party, they're gonna pull back even further.
Right.
But imagine we're just doing general stupid chit chat. Sure, they might know I'm in real estate, but we're primarily doing chit chat. The next time you have a party, that person might come to me and say, oh, you were going to buy that car. What happened? Yeah, I bought it. Now we're doing a little bit more chit chat. And the third time, it may be a little bit more. So it's like a party that you wouldn't rush to people like a Looney Tune. So the neighborhood is a party too, but just people that don't know me and I don't know them. And I'd like to say one more thing. I don't have a community, right? I don't have anywhere. I'm not going to church or temple. I'm not going, I don't have an Indian community around me, even though, this is something I can tell you later, even though all these agents who were like mortified that I was doing well, my haters, oh, Monica Thapar, she can work there, but she can't work here. And, she just works with her community. Oh, she reduces her commission. But none of those things are true. I don't reduce my
Okay.
commission.
Cool.
I don't have a community to work with. And exactly where they said I couldn't work, guess where I'm working now? Exactly where they said I couldn't work, because I've got to work there. I must work there.
Right.
I'm door knocking there every single day. Yesterday, I was out 2 times. After this podcast, I'm going to go again.
So
But
we talk about the door knock, and I say, like, how important is the door knock? Where do you put that on like a scale of 1 to 10?
the door knock,
Yeah.
a 10. And the
Okay.
reason it's a 10, because when we meet people, so for example, you and I are talking, maybe you heard about me. I'm going to use this like a door knock. It's face-to-face interaction. You've heard about me, but now when we're speaking, it cements the relationship. So you can send flyers, but when you meet the people at the door, it just cements it. And if you make that great connection and they sell and they call you, great. But if you made the connection and they don't call you, it's still great, because you're not going to feel bad. I never met them. Okay, you met them and they don't want to go with you.
You know what's interesting? You say that. First, I've asked the question thousands of times. Like, do you door knock, right? And to people, 96% of agents do not door knock.
Yeah.
Of the 4% who do, my numbers from like my own personal research is that 99% of that 4% that doesn't, 99% of them say they see business. Yet you have all these, again, naysayers, all these people that go, I don't want to door knock. I'd rather run ads on Facebook. I'd rather do social media. I'd rather whatever. And I'm telling people like, no, you don't understand. You go to the door, you don't tell them what you do for a living. You just show up, you say hello, you start to build the mindshare. I am so in line with everything you're saying right now about that consistency of it.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from. Like, I've shared the story before, but I got 2 ladies in my neighborhood that farm the hell out of the neighborhood. Monica, I have never met them in my life.
Wow.
Why would they get my business? Right? Just because they farm? No. Come and introduce yourself, build a relationship, earn my trust, and maybe you get the listing, right?
100%.
The opportunity. So let me ask you this then. As we talk about community, I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
should we be sponsoring community events? Should we be doing, sponsoring local sports teams? What's your thought on that when it comes to a farming strategy?
So again, I have sponsored lots and lots and lots of things, but I'm not sponsoring them from let me sponsor them, I'm going to get their business. No, I sponsor people in Etobicoke wherever I can, as many times as I can, because it's this, and I'm sitting in Etobicoke, so that's why I'm saying, because this neighborhood puts money on my table. This neighborhood allows my children to have a great life. So why do I need to sponsor my children's private school when I can put that money back into the community who is allowed for my, let's say, a better life? So we should sponsor everything, but not from let me sponsor the baseball and now they're going to give me business. And that can't be like that.
It can't be. This is okay. Look, let's talk about that for a quick moment here. The power of reciprocity, right?
Yes.
And you've said this a few times in different ways today about, and forgive me, you worded it differently right off the top of the show, but it's that whole thing of like give and do not expect.
100%.
Don't expect, just do and don't expect anything in return.
Yes.
And this is kind of what you're saying when it comes to the sponsoring the community events, because we got a lot of people out there that go, I don't have the time for that. Why would I do that? Well, what's it going to do to give me money back? And it's like that you're already in the wrong mindset when that's what you're thinking.
100%.
Right?
You're right. And there's also a moment for, there may be some community events that you want to do. You're going to get FaceTime and you want to be in that community event. But even doing those community events at the wrong time is no good. Create the foundation first. Once you have the foundation, then start layering. This is a business of layering. We've created the foundation. Now we're doing the flyers. Maybe we're doing the community events. Maybe we're doing something else, but you're layering the business.
Okay.
When you do the jump, it doesn't work.
Okay. I like that. No, I love that. That's hugely important. And let's go back, because I know a lot of people, even though they're tuned in right now, when you said first create the foundation, they went, well, what is that? Can I just correct me if I'm wrong? I'm going to break that right down to like go door knock and just introduce yourself.
Yes.
There's the creative foundation.
That's creating a foundation.
Go back to those doors 3 to 4 times a year to continue building on the foundation.
Yes.
Once you do.
Sorry.
No, go.
Until you get 3 listings.
Okay.
You got to get 3 listings. Get 3 listings, right? Like from your first listing, you've got to create a second, and then you've got to create a third, right? It's not enough to have no listings and now you're jumping and doing some stupid event. If you've got one listing and you haven't promoted it, um, everyone doesn't know that you had that listing. I mean, listen, when I take a listing, people know I got a listing.
Yeah.
They know I sold a listing.
Well, but that's why Doug called you, isn't it?
Yes.
That's like why the Premier of Ontario called you. He looks at his neighborhood and says, "This lady's everywhere," and I see her, and now there's already a trust that's built, even though you don't really know each other. There's already a trust that's built. It's innate because he looks and says, "She ain't fly by night. She didn't just come out of nowhere."
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And they knew about 2,000 agents, right? It's not that they didn't have other agents, they didn't know other agents.
Right. Yeah, of course.
That was
and there's a lot of great agents in Etobicoke. We can say that for sure.
You're talking to one of them.
But I know, and I want to put it out there. There's a lot of great, like.
No, I'm kidding. So here's another thing. So I asked him. God, I'm going to get in trouble. So I asked him, I said, "Oh, what should I call you?" And he said, "Well, we had spoken once before, like he banked where my office is."
Okay.
And he said, "Oh, you can call me Doug." And he said, what do you want me to call you?" And I said, "I want you to call me Monica the Great." So
the next time we bump into him, if I say, "Do you know Monica the Great?" he'll be like, "Absolutely."
100%. 100%. Right? Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so here, let's look at this too, because it's the middle of February, which it's not right now. So for anybody who went like, "What?" No, it's not right now. But we're just going to take a moment here in Canada, middle of February, and it is freaking cold. Mine is double digits, snow on the ground, ice on the ground. It's dark. The days are short. Do you first? Do you say forget the door knock? Do you replace the door knock with a cold call? Do you still do the door knock? Do you cold call? I'm just curious how you sort of play that.
So let me kind of tell you what I used to do, and then let me tell you what I do.
Yep.
Is that okay? So when I first started, maybe those first, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 years, I can't even remember now. I would, if I wasn't door knocking, then I was definitely calling. But when I was calling, I was just leaving a message. Even whether I spoke to them, didn't speak to them. "Oh, hi, it's Monica Thapar. Just want to let you know I listed a house, blah, blah, blah." Once again, it's Monica Thapar. So I'm repeating who's calling. I branded me. I didn't brand anything or anyone else. I branded me. It was always my name in the beginning, my name in the end. So even though it was cold, I had still done something. I called the street.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we've built our foundation. We are, door knocking 3 to 4 times a year. We might be alternating between a cold call. You're saying get 3 listings. Once we got the 3 listings, then we could get into maybe spending a few dollars to, let's say, flyer, just to create a little bit more consistency, right? And then it's just what? Pardon me?
If you have money, a lot of people have money. A lot of people are so dumb. They have money, but they're afraid to spend money. What they don't understand is if you spend money, you focus on your business, you're going to make money. Like people are just holding on to their money. Oh my God. If you don't have money, 100% you should not spend it. You should not make yourself go into debt. People will call me for my course. And I always say to them, if you can afford it, do it. If you're going to put yourself in debt, don't do my course. There's no point.
I'm with you. I do the exact same thing. It's been like that with kits. It's been like that with the Mindshare stuff. Yeah. It's always like, don't spend it right now.
Yeah.
But if you got it.
Yes. But a lot of people have it. They're scared. Sorry. So they can do flyers right in the beginning.
Okay.
If they have the money.
Yeah. Okay.
If they have the money. So now what they're doing is they're speeding up the process. They're door knocking and they're doing the flyers. They're speeding that process.
And really, I mean, this isn't some complicated routine.
No.
This is repetition and consistency.
That's it.
Okay. So if I said to you then, Monica, what is that like? 1 or 3 non-negotiables in a day in the life of you that you would suggest, A, that you do, and B, that if you said to somebody else, "Hey, you want to do this? Here's what you should be doing today." What would that be?
So number 1, I have a great sense of humor. And though it seems like that's not a non-negotiable, but I have an agent I work with, Ricardo. So he's been with me 15 years and he's funny too, right? Cool. So That's a non-negotiable for me. We keep it light. This is such a stressful business. It is such a it's a very easy business, but it's also a very difficult business. So I keep it light. We see the funny in everything. And everything that we do, we see the funny. That is non-negotiable for
I
me.
like that.
Um
I like that. I did not expect that one to be your answer. That's cool. I like that.
the second
'Cause
one
that's
is,
mindset, right? That's mindset.
it's all mindset. Everything is mindset in this business. Number two, I'm not hard on myself. So for example, let's say we finish at, I don't know what time we finish. Let's say we finish at 2:15. All right. Okay, so now it's 2:15. We'll talk a little bit. I'll go and eat something. And then Ricardo and myself, we're gonna go out door knocking. I'm not gonna beat myself up. Oh, I really should have door knocked at 9:30, but that stupid David, he had the podcast. Who cares? Who cares? You wanted to do it at 1. This is your time. Here I am, and I'll go at 3. Or if I had to go at 9, I'll go at 9. I'm not hard on myself about that I didn't follow a frigging schedule. The third thing is, now this is not for everyone, but this has worked well for me.
Mhm.
I keep myself cash, right? You can't see me, but I'm short, fat with blue hair. So I've got, no, but it's true. It's true. Okay, all the woke people don't get all upset.
The perfect fit for the Mindshare podcast. I love it. Keep going. Keep
I'm
going.
gonna get so much trouble. But the thing is, my God, can you imagine I get canceled? I went on Mindshare 101
Never.
with David Greenspan, and I got
Never. People
canceled.
expecting it. That's why they're here, because we're real, we're raw, we poke
Yeah.
and we provoke, and we
Yeah.
definitely do not follow the sheeple mentality. So
That
don't
is
worry, buddy.
correct.
You're in great company.
As I said, I'm short, fat with the blue hair, but also I wear running shoes, jeans, and we've got these branded T-shirts that say Team Thapar. And what I found for me, it's not for everyone. Now I'm not wasting my stupid frigging time. Oh, how am I going to look? Oh, what am I going to wear? Where are my high heels? I can wear high heels even if I wanted to. So my exit from my home is so simple. It's so simple. I've got my clipboard because I'm going to note down wherever we went. We're at the street. Now we're door knocking. It's casual. Ricardo's got his jeans, running shoes, his little stupid Thapar team t-shirt. And that has been crucial. So not being hard about the schedule, keeping a great sense of humor, and making it very simple for me to get out. Now, if somebody wants to wear a suit or deck themselves up, sure. But if it's going to prevent you from exiting, then it's no good. Like in the past few days, the weather's been phenomenal. We've been going out 2-3 times, and sometimes we only go 20 minutes. And sometimes, because I'll be walking with Ricardo and I'm like, Ricardo, I can't do this. I'm so fat. I can't do this. And he's like, no, come, Monica, you gotta come. But so maybe I'll do 45 minutes. But we realized a few days ago that it's getting dark very soon.
Yeah.
So now we're very cognizant of the weather and what time it's going to get dark. But a couple of days ago, we could only go for like 12 minutes, but we still went and we met 3 people. Now, the regular Joe Blow agent is going to be, oh my God, I should have gone in the morning. Oh, I only met 3. It doesn't matter. You meet 2, meet 3. Sometimes we meet 0. It doesn't matter. The universe understands that stupid Monica Thapar, don't cancel me on the word stupid. Stupid Monica Thapar went outside and was door knocking. She didn't meet anyone, but somewhere, somehow, my phone will ring maybe a month from now.
And what do you do? Do you like you stopped right there after whatever 12 minutes? You hit 12 houses, whatever. Do you go like I stopped at 1, 2, 3 Anywhere Street? I will start at like the next house over. The next time I come back out, is that kind of like the MO?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool.
Like we have every street mapped out.
Yep.
And then wherever we have not met someone, because we highlight where we met them. So here are blanks. Okay, here's 6 blanks. Let's go to these 6 blanks. Like you have to have some system. You cannot work without a system, but you don't need to have a system of I must go at 9 a.m. No, you don't have to.
Okay.
If you can, great. But if you can't, don't be hard on yourself.
So talking about systems.
Yes.
Your shirt there says what?
My what?
What does your shirt say right there?
Oh, Team Thapar.
Team Thapar.
Team Thapar. TEAM.
But you've been very straightforward, like very, very upfront to say this ain't some mega sized team. And in fact, you've only got two team members, one that's been with you for 15 years and the other that like just recently came on. And I don't
Right.
know if that's some big like mind blow right there for so many people, especially people that might know you and the level of business, the amount of business, the quantity of business that you do. I don't know if people realize that like you aren't some big like mega team. And when I say mega, I mean in terms of people, bodies. This is like a real small little group. So is
Listen.
that it? Like it's just the three of you?
So listen up, and ask me. Say, Monica, how many assistants do you have right now?
Monica, great question for you. How many assistants do you have right now?
Zero.
No way.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's not that I didn't try to hire agents. What I learned was that I am a horrible team lead. I'm a horrible manager. I'm such a what do you call it? Control freak. That I'm no good. Who is this? John. Hello, John. So the oh my God, what was I saying? So I realized that I'm no good. I tried it a few times. Look, it's my dream, my big dream. Oh my God, I can have 40 agents. And because my goal is to make $10 million. And I think I've realized I'm more likely to make $10 million as a coach with my course than I ever will maybe with real estate. Because for me to make 10 million in real estate, I have to hire agents. But as we've already established, I am a horrible team leader because I don't want to blame any other agent, and I don't want to say that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like I like I can not control, but because I have a great work ethic, I expect other people to have a great work ethic. And different people have different priorities, and
Yep.
I understand that. So we then just have gone over the years. At the most, we had maybe 2 or 3 agents, but it didn't work. My son was working with me, and now I've asked him to move to another brokerage so he can learn in that brokerage.
Mm-hmm.
He's only 23, and he was great. He worked with me, and he said to me, "You know what, Mom? I don't want to take business from you." Right? Like, oh, here's a buyer that maybe Ricardo could have worked. Oh, Ryan, now you work it. So now we're taking the same pie and dividing it with 3 people. So he just started to do new build. And he said, I'm just going to do new build and I'm going to bring that to the table. So he's doing his own thing. And then Brian Muldoon, he just joined me recently and he's working any of those extra buyer calls, sign calls. So he works with them. He's great. He works very well, great work ethic. But that's where we're at. We're like 2.5 agents. We have no assistant. Again, with the assistants, now maybe it's me probably. I'm finding, oh, here's the file. Now I got to talk to them. Now we got to explain them. Like me and Ricardo figured it out. In the time we took the listing, while he's doing the paperwork with the seller, I've already texted the guy for the sign. I've texted the stager. I've texted the video guy. It took me 4 minutes. Now I'm going to pay some frigging person $80,000 and they're going to make this whole production. It's not the 80,000, but they're not taking ownership. Everything is a production. So again, I'm not blaming anyone. It's ultimately me. I don't have that skill set.
Okay, so what would be your first piece of advice then when you hear somebody say that they want to grow a team? What would you tell them right now?
Well, first, don't be me. That would help. Like if you have my personality, it's going to be difficult. I would,
don't be me. That was it.
Because I'm not the right person to ask about growing a team. Right?
But hold on a second though.
Yeah.
You've got a team and you are super successful.
Yeah.
So you do know what it takes to grow a team. You've worked at it. You've thought about it. You've got people there with you. Somebody says, I want to grow a team. Okay, here, let's spin it a different way. They go, I'm kind of new in the biz, or I'm thinking I want to go next level. I'm going to start a team and I want to have all these people. What do you say to that?
I would say that the person that you're hiring should have the same work ethic as you. That's so important, right? Like so important. In the 15 years I've been working with Ricardo, and when I say never, I mean never. If I have called him and said, let's go on a listing presentation, are you available? Yes, Monica. Can you be there? Yes. He has never, ever said no. Like how great is that? Yeah, right? So, but that was important to me, and I'm not saying it's important to everyone. It was important to me.
Fair enough. So here, two $2.3 million in GCI last year.
Yeah.
I
And
got the numbers
Ricardo
right.
made 500.
I got the numbers right.
Yeah, I made 2.3 and Ricardo made 500.
Okay, I don't even understand how those dynamics work when you guys are doing all sorts of stuff together. But I guess the way, however you guys do your thing,
So I give
that's
him, no, I can share. I give him 10% on every one of my listings.
okay.
And he services it and does the paperwork and all that other stuff and whatever. I do meet the sellers on Thursdays. We do Thursday feedback, and then I negotiate the offer.
Okay.
Right.
Listen,
And then
either way you slice,
and
say it
then he
again.
makes 50% on the buy.
Well, look, either way you slice it, you both made some great money last year, right?
Yes.
Like no matter the difference in the number, that it's great
Yes.
money, and I congratulate you like big
Thank
time.
you.
I think that's just phenomenal, and it's a testament to how hard you work and the effort you're putting in.
Yes.
To produce at that level in just a very quick way here,
Yeah.
is social media a big part of your strategy? Like, is it something that you think is just a driver for you, or no?
Not at all.
That's
No,
not at all.
no.
So
And
social
that's
media is not even a thing.
so now we're looking at it. I joined with a company, Just Sell Houses. I don't know. So I joined someone and we started some stuff. We're fixing my social media stuff. But to be honest, I'm not even fixing it for my real estate.
You're talking Just Sell Homes?
Yes.
Andrew, my buddy Andrew Foliato.
Oh, Andrew's your buddy?
Andrew's the man. If you're gonna get somebody, Andrew's your guy.
Yeah, so I just joined with him and what's the girl's name? Jennifer, Natalie. I always call Natalie Jennifer. Just unbelievably
Good
good.
team over there.
Because
Sure.
you're talking to somebody who's 57. Not that I'm saying, oh, I don't know anything. I know stuff, but I don't know enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done 2 sessions with her. Very, very good.
Cool.
What I found was, so that social media aspect of it, we're using it for my Let's Farm course.
Okay.
I'm not using it for my real estate part of it.
To briefly tell us about that course, just so everybody is aware of that, because I know that there was some great learning that took place here today on the show. But for anybody that just share about that quickly.
So I do a course, it's called Let's Farm with Monica Thapar. Just the way I shared with you. Obviously, we go into much more detail.
Absolutely.
There's a mindset component to it, but there's a real, and I don't keep any secrets. I tell them everything I do, because if they're going to work and they're going to have success, then good on them.
Yep.
Right. And I have a lot of agents who are #1 in their districts, in Brampton and Caledon and Oakville, in Vaughan, the #2 agent. They've done my courses and they're doing really well. So I teach everything. Sometimes it's a 1-day course, sometimes it's an 8-week course, but I go from how to choose a farm, how to door knock, how many times to door knock, what to give, everything. Just anything that if you want to door knock and farm, then they should do my course.
Cool.
And,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so and where can people find you? Where can people connect about the course? And where can people connect with you if they want to talk to you?
This is a crazy thing. So we're trying to revamp my social media.
Yep.
My website. Are you ready for this? My website. I didn't renew it, and it got to Let's Farm with Monica Thapar, and it became an Asian porn site. So don't go on that website. Call me directly on my cell, and I actually answer my phone. So phone me on my cell.
I just want to go back about 5 minutes ago when she said one of the things was just have fun. Don't be so hard on yourself. She's laughing about the fact that her website has been taken over. Seriously, I love the personality here. Tell me this.
Yes.
The day ends for you.
Yes.
It's time to shut it down.
I have no shutdown. My tagline for my real estate is I never sleep.
Okay. Yeah. At some point, it gets dark.
Yeah.
You're at home.
Yeah.
How do you know it's been a successful day for you?
But I don't look at it like that. See, so can I tell you something? And I don't say it with any ego. My kids will say it's with ego. I never think I'm successful. I never think I've actually accomplished anything. Not that I'm like berating myself, but I'm like so laser focused onto the next thing that I don't actually maybe take that moment and say, oh my God, this was great. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's happening. I'm just laser focused on the possibilities, on what is possible. That drives me. And that causes me not to sleep. But I never go home and say, oh my God, this was great. This happened. Yes, when I got the Premier's listing, I went home and I cried. And I cried because I understood that that was the pinnacle of my career. That was the testament, the true testament to my hard work and to all those. And I cried. Believe me, those doors that I knocked in the first few years, I cried. There was not a day that I did not cry. So getting his call meant so much. And for me, yes, that particular day was an important day for me. But other than that, I'm just like focused.
Give me some final words, some thoughts, something that you want to share with everybody as a final takeaway here today that can help them get out there, be more mentally strong, have more
Yeah.
success, build
Yeah.
more mind share so that they
Yeah.
can all get more market share.
So this is what I would say. We're about, I think, 80,000 agents in the business now. We were 66 last year. The first 25,000 do zero deals. The next 25,000 do less than three deals. And regardless where we're at, even in the 4 to 10 or 10 to 20, it doesn't matter. Um, I meet agents all the time. I do mindset classes as well on Thursdays. And what I find is that it doesn't matter. Agents come who are making 2 million, 1 million, 100,000. The biggest challenge for agents is this, the mind, right? Because you can get a listing. First, you're all upset because you didn't get the listing. Then you get the frigging listing. Now you're upset because you don't have showings. Then you have showings. Now you're upset you didn't get an offer. Now you got an offer. Now you're upset it's got a condition on financing and inspection. There's no end. So I would say this to all agents. The business is going to go up and down, and that is the nature of the business. What you have to do is remain, whatever you're choosing, social media, past clients, whatever, door knocking, keep it consistent, have no expectations, understand that there's value to momentum. Drop every single negative person that you know in your personal life, your family, your at the office. You pick up the phone, they say something negative, they talk about COVID. Now I get in trouble again. They talk about COVID, they talk about the war, they talk about the interest rates, they talk about the market fall. Out, out, out. I hardly know any people. I don't want to know them. I'm not interested in knowing people. I don't ever talk about other agents. I don't focus on other agents. I compete with me. Compete with yourself. Say, okay, last year I did 2 deals. I'd like to do 3 this year. This is a very, very, very easy business. If you understand how easy this business is, all you have to do is get your stupid body and put it in front of people. That's all you've got to do. And find somebody who wants to buy and sell real estate. But that's not the difficult challenge. The challenge is your mind, right? There's 200, 300,000 immigrants coming in. They all have money. Everyone has money. Number two, the demographics are such that seniors, they have to sell. And I'm not saying it in a bad way, but that's a reality. They have to sell, right? They're like 85, they're going to go to retirement home, they have to sell. And there's people who so more than 50% of people in Canada now have a divorce. So those people have to sell. We're actually around a lot of people who have to buy and sell. And the only reason they're not coming in front of you is because there's something wrong with your mind. And what's wrong with your mind is that you're around negative people. Drop everyone, make a freaking list. Start with the mother-in-law, dropped. No, I'm kidding. Don't drop the mother-in-law. But drop people who are negative. Talk to your partner, spouse, whoever, your significant other, and say to them, I am going to give everything I've got to my business, and I really need your support. My business goes up and down, up and down. I need your support. I'm not going to bring in any money for 6 months. Don't talk to me for 6 months, and then just work. Don't worry about the results. The results will come. How's that?
Powerful, powerful, powerful.
Good.
This has been an empowering past hour together.
Thank you.
Lots of amazing learning. I love the focus on the mindset. I think it's all about that,
Yeah.
to the approach that you take when you're at the door, to the way you follow up with people, to what your goals are and your expectations are, to how you believe, and again, the way you carry yourself and that successful day and having fun and not being so hard and making sure you keep it casual, the negativity. I mean, just Monica, I thank you very, very much for making the time today. I hope you enjoyed your time on the Mindshare podcast today.
I loved it. This was great. Have me again. I enjoyed this.
Yeah,
And
we'll
I'm
do it.
happy
We'll
to
do it
share
for
it.
sure.
And you're very good. You're very good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Monica. We really
Yeah,
appreciate you being here today.
thank you.
You are either watching us live, you were listening to this recording, you're on iTunes, you're on iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, maybe you went to my website, mindshare101.com. While you're on my site, make sure to download your free copy of the Ultimate Marketing Bundle for Realtors. This is a 31-page ebook. It is packed with marketing, sales, tips, tricks. There's a ready-to-go 90-day social media content calendar in there for you. All of it in place to help you build more mind share so that you can get more market share. Also, be sure to grab your copy of the Perfect Daily Planner. This will help keep you organized day in and day out. If you'd like to talk about personalized one-to-one coaching, you'd like to talk about a keynote talk for your upcoming event, maybe you want to talk about ongoing virtual training, get in touch with our team. We'll set up a free consultation call, learn more about what you're looking to achieve and how we will help you do just that. Also, do not forget to enter your name in the draw for some free swag. All you got to do is simply go over to ratethispodcast.com/mindshare 101. Again, that's ratethispodcast.com/mindshare 101. And of course, connect with me if we're not connected yet. Let's connect on Facebook. It's Mindshare 101. And on Instagram, it's David Greenspan 101. I want to thank Virginia Munden and the Buzz Conference for sponsoring today's episode. Be sure to check out all of the amazing events that they are always hosting, along with getting the latest copy of the Buzz digital magazine. Also, be sure to get your tickets for Disrupt, which is happening March 30th, 2023. We are proud to have the Buzz Conference as an ongoing sponsor of the Mindshare podcast. I also want to thank Kids Keep in Touch Systems for sponsoring today's episode. Remember, you are not marketing properly if you are not using the Kits one-to-one marketing suite. So be sure to check that out for all of your repeat and referral needs, for all of your lead generation opportunities. Kits is absolutely loaded. It's got everything you need under one roof. Go over to my site, mindshare101.com, and click on marketing. This has been another episode of the Mindshare podcast. Thank you for tuning in.